Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to something a bit different today. I wanted to talk about a certain documentary that I've recently watched called The Last Dance on Netflix and how it's completely changed my aspect of sports in general. Bear in mind, I am not a NBA fan. I never have been. I never watched it growing up. I never played the games. And believe it or not, I found this documentary through NHL. Now, I watched a documentary based on the NHL, and then I was like, look, this was fantastic. This was great fun. Why not check out something else? And I saw this, on Netflix. And to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting a whole lot. I was never a basketball fan, like I said, but I was absolutely blown away. Now, whether it was because of how they set it up or the way they chopped it into pieces, into 10 different parts of the series or something like that, I don't know. But if for those, wondering what this is about, it's based around Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls dynasty, starting in the early 80s, mid 80s to the late 90s. And my goodness, it was incredible. It had Dennis Rodman in there, it had Scottie Pippen, it had Jerry Krause, it had a bunch of other fantastic behind the scenes footage as well. And it was amazing. From the very start to the very end, I loved every single episode of this 10-part series. And it's funny because I never thought I would get into basketball. Um, as much as I did, and it felt magical, seeing the footage, what happened to Michael Jordan, and what happened to all of the other teammates, and all of the behind the scenes things that we never get to see as the audience, and to see what they went through during that entire Chicago Bulls dynasty run. Now, obviously, winning all of the championships is all fun and games. It's fantastic to see that they worked hard towards those championships, to see what Michael Jordan went through when his father passed away, when Dennis Rodman did his own thing and had to deal with a lot of struggles himself. Scottie Pippen was obviously underpaid in the NBA at the time. Seeing all of the downsides was what really captured me, because that's the stuff that we never get to see as the audience. We might not ever hear about that kind of stuff, and to see that kind of stuff in a documentary as well put together as this was amazing. I really, really enjoyed it, and to see them get the job done several times after grueling battles against the Detroit Pistons, the Utah Jazz, the Indiana Pacers. Honestly, it was crazy to see what they went through as a team. Not just like as a group, but even the organization as a whole, how the NBA was changing at the time, and how everyone was going up against each other and just trying to make a name for themselves. And to see what the Chicago Bulls did during that run was absolutely incredible. Now, obviously, this entire series is based around the Chicago Bulls, and it was fantastic. Honestly, the crispiest footage I've seen in a long time for something such age to it. It was amazing. The music behind it was very well put together. It fit every single scene, and every single moment felt real. And I was unfortunately not around to see Michael Jordan in his time, and I was 3 years too late, unfortunately. But to watch this, as a I wouldn't say a new NBA fan, but as a Michael Jordan fan, and to see this as a Scottie Pippen fan and Chicago Bulls fan, it was amazing to watch this kind of footage. And one thing I've really enjoyed about this entire documentary was how it was put together. They got all of the players to talk their piece on camera where they are a couple of years ago when they filmed it. I'm aware I'm late to the party, but it was good to see what everyone had to say about certain points of their Chicago Bulls career, what they went through, if certain players moved on to Orlando Magic, and all that kind of stuff, to see what Michael Jordan went through when he took on baseball. And it was just fantastically well made. Now, one thing I will say about this documentary is I was never an NBA fan, like I said at the start of the video. And I wasn't expecting a whole lot with jumping in. I was expecting some good footage, maybe some player interviews here and there, but it just captured this whole other magical feeling for me that I can't explain it unless you guys give it a watch yourself. So even if you're not an NBA fan, even if you don't like sports, there's a lot of footage in this documentary that allows you to see just the human side of players and coaches and what they go through. You know, they're human, right? That's the whole thing. They're human. They're not invincible. The same thing with Michael Jordan. The same thing with Dennis Rodman. The same thing with Scottie Pippen, Phil Jackson, Jerry Krause, Steve Kerr, Luke Longley. All of these people that were involved. Honestly, it was fantastic to see what they went through at the time. And it's funny because I wouldn't say it converted me into an NBA fan because I don't watch NBA in today's day and age. But a Chicago Bulls fan, yes, I would say I am a Chicago Bulls fan now. Just purely because of this documentary, with how it was put together, with all of the scenes and how it led on to other episodes. It was very, very well made. And I believe it came out during COVID, which would have been a perfect time for me to watch it because I was doing nothing during those times. But I was very late to the party to this whole thing. So honestly, let me know in your comments down below, what do you think about this documentary? If you have seen it, if you haven't, I recommend it. Even if you're not a basketball fan, you bear in mind I'm not a basketball fan. I never have been, but this documentary was fantastic. I really enjoyed the footage. Really enjoyed how the players showed their raw emotions, gave their stories on where they grew up, what they went through. It really just gives you a sense and an idea of even the most powerful figures like Michael Jordan, like Phil Jackson, like you know, flipping Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen and all of that. They are still human, and they have emotions. They went through a hell of a lot to do what they did, and even with the beef side of things in the whole documentary, you had Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan not liking each other due to the Detroit Pistons walking off during one of the finals and not shaking their hands. From the beef, from to just the heartwarming moments to just the bottom line real stuff, you know, it was fantastic. So I just wanted to give my opinion about this documentary. I loved every second of it. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.